I lost 5 years worth of my lifespan unlocking this. Was it worth it? Of course, it's beautiful. But my goodness, this was the most frustrating camo unlock I've had to do so far. And I have all of the get higher camos, and this is worse. Unlocking this camo requires you to complete 8 different challenges inside of the brand new Purgatory mode that is very specifically only for the Halloween event. And I wish it were so simple to say that you just completed a few little knickknacks here and there, but a lot of the challenges are as frustrating as can be. So here are the challenges you need to complete. Challenge number 1, you need to reach Torment level 2. Torment level 2 is extremely easy to do. It just requires a few kills without dying. This can be on the mercenaries, this can be on players, this can be on whatever, but reaching Torment level 2 is pretty easy and straightforward. Honestly, this is going to be the easiest camo part to unlock out of all of it. Now, with each of the different challenges that you complete, you will unlock new things as well, but the camo that you see on my Tac Evolve area here is the ultimate camo for collecting all of the challenges. Challenge number 2 is going to be another easy one. This one is a pacifist challenge. What you're going to be doing is you're going to attempt to live for 5 minutes outside of the safe zone without killing another operator. Now, with that being said, safe zones are something that are specific to just this mode, and if you see the giant glowy thingy that is across the map while I'm being chased here, well, that is the safe zone. You can get to the safe zones pretty quick because you can utilize any of these little movement things to get around, but most of all, you just gotta get into them. Once you get into them, you are safe. No players can hurt you, and they look like this. Now, you will know that you're in a safe zone because your character will go into third person, and nobody can come in and hurt you, and this is a pretty easy part. Challenge number 3 is when things start getting a bit irritating. You need to kill 50 mercenaries while using the Terror Ball or while inside of a vehicle. Obviously, vehicle. Everybody knows what that is, but these things spawn mostly rarely, and they're extremely weak as every time you hit something with it, it takes damage, and then of course you've got enemy players just continuously attempting to grief what you're doing. So you gotta run over a bunch of these guys, 50 of them to be exact. Or you can utilize a Terror Ball. A Terror Ball is a thing that you probably aren't familiar with, because before this, I wasn't familiar with it at all, because it has never existed in Call of Duty before this exact moment. Now, what you're gonna do is you're gonna move around the map until you find one of these ugly sons. This is a Terror Ball. Get familiar with it because you're gonna be spending a long time with it. 50 mercenary kills with this or a vehicle. The choppers are terrible. You have to get either this or one of the cars to run people over, or one of the mercenaries over. Number 4 requires you to come into the safe zone and commend other players. Now, what's convenient is you can just do this on one player. You have to commend 5 other players while you're inside the safe zone. So you just go and you just spam the command key. For Xbox, it's X. For PlayStation, it's square. And for PC, I don't know because my keyboard and mouse wasn't plugged up for this segment of the recording. So my guess is it'll probably still be your interact button. So you're probably looking at E or F depending on what you attribute to it. Challenge number 5, get 5 operator kills while in a vehicle. Helicopters are absolutely useless, so you need to wait around until you can find one of the little cars, or if you can find one of the amphibious vehicles. When you do, grab one and try to run over players. Now keep in mind, there are going to be a lot of players fighting all the way across the map, just attempting to grief you from doing this, like this guy in the tower. There's going to be a lot of those. But what you're going to do is you're going to attempt to run people over with them. Keep in mind that if you get one of the little cars, they die exceptionally fast. And if you get one of the amphibious vehicles, people will be targeting you really quickly because they want it too. So grab yourself a vehicle, drive around the map, and try to catch some teams fighting, so hopefully you can get it done in 1 or 2 sweeps. But most likely, you'll be spent trying to wait for a vehicle a lot longer than you'll be spending time to actually try to run someone over. Number 6 is get 3 operator kills. Get 3 operator kills with the Terror Ball. Remember this guy? Well, now you gotta hit players with it. And I'm gonna tell you, players aren't very cooperative, and so a lot of them will not help you complete this. Now, you may get lucky. You may get a player that is willing to help you get this done. If you do, count that as your lucky day because not a lot of people are gonna help you. Challenge number 7 requires you to teleport 15 times using portals. Now, that is pretty easy. This is one of your portals, one of these little xenomorph alien baubles of doom. Yep, portal. Jump in it, it'll teleport you into the sky, and then essentially what you want to try to do is just land from portal so that way you can get this all done without getting shot out of the air a million times. Will you get shot out of the air a million times? Probably, but you're gonna give it a go. It goes by pretty quick, so this is probably one of the easiest of all the challenges to do, and it's extremely straightforward. You can also use the little jump pads right here to get yourself to the next one if you really need to. There's a few scattered all over the map, and so you shouldn't have too hard of a time getting yourself aboard. And then your final challenge, which this one may get frustrating, but it's relatively easy to complete.
Supply drop's incoming. Take it or leave it. Supply drop marked.
Challenge number 8, and the final challenge you'll need to complete to be able to unlock the super rare, extremely cool looking camo. And that is, you need to pilot the flying shipment. Yes, that giant Thulu tentacle looking thing, that right there is shipment. And there's a specific section inside of shipment you need to go to. You can use a helicopter, or whenever you die you can respawn, but you are aiming for this hole right there in front of my helicopter. When you jump out of your helicopter, or if you're flying in, you can land right here and then jump across, and then you can fly the island. Of course, this says returning the island is because someone flew this thing outside of zone, so we're gonna have to wait for that to happen.
Back on station. Go get after it. Incoming supply drop. Supply drop's on the ground.
But once it returns to island, all you're gonna do is go up to this little orb thing, you're gonna hit your interact key, and you can fly it around, and you can put it wherever you want, and then you can fight on top of it if you want. You can have yourselves a good old time. Now that right there was how you unlock the cloud camo. It's the extremely rare camo, only available inside of Purgatory, and if you unlock it, you'll be one of the few people who actually do, because this thing was an absolute pain. So good luck, Godspeed, and I'll see you in the next one.